The magnetic field generated by the protons themselves in gadolinium is 600 times stronger. There are 6 amperes of electrons present, meaning there is no electron next to another electron resting beside it. Each electron exists alone in a space. This creates a strong magnetic field that affects the protons in the media they are in, altering their precision frequency and enabling energy transfer from the energy they have acquired, which accelerates the decay of the transversal magnetization. During this acceleration, it provides a brighter signal compared to the surrounding tissues. This is what happens with the contrast or gadolinium. You have phase contrast, and there is also something called enhanced phase contrast, as well as enhanced contrast imaging. I hope to provide a brief overview of certain countries next time, God willing. I'm sorry for taking it slow these days. It's not for any particular reason, but because if I rush more than this, I won't retain the information. So they shouldn't bear with me. The course won't have much left. Next time we will try to have completed all the mirrors. In the angiography mirrors are the parameter mirrors and the artifact mirrors. There will be the MRI parameters. And what are the MRI artifacts? These parts are not difficult. The MRI acquisition parameters affect the image quality and the signal to noise ratio. If we increase or decrease something, it will affect. MRI artifacts relate to the special encoding and the case space artifacts that exist, and metal artifacts are a simple issue, not a big deal. Oh, and I stayed with the part about MRI imaging. I want to ask you a question, regarding diffusion imaging. Do we need to understand it? Should we hold a lecture on it or talk about it? Honestly, I would like to know, please. Doctor, are there questions about diffusion?
Are there any questions about it?
Also, diffusion imaging, which is tensor imaging or tractography. The practice, yes, it's a concept, doctor, such as in the field of medical imaging, for example, and so on.
Spectroscopy, doctor. Means this book, I am in this.
Writing about Cambridge is the hardest. Okay? Diffusion imaging is very important, right? So what else? What other topics besides diffusion?
The first missing items are diffusion, perfusion, bold, functional, and a bit in gradient. I will ask you, Dr. Islam, if you would like to send me these things. It is the points of the assistant Fatima.
I said no. Okay, fine. I will ask Dr. Islam if he can send me these events. Just to clarify, yes, please send me just the items related to these topics, if possible today. Because of what? With the part of the language regarding the artifacts and acquisition parameters, because we know a lot of sequences that involve movement. If we start talking about it, we won't finish. I just want to focus on the things that are more important for the Emirates, like geography, techniques, and diffusion. God willing, we can talk about it easily. We can discuss it. There's no problem. It's easy. The Echo Planner is also easy to use and user-friendly because it has thoughtfully crafted questions.
Okay, fine. So, doctor, regarding the parameters, there is this thing about the parameters, and I was also a bit confused about whether this will be the United Area.
Which part, doctor? Which part? Which part exactly? They say, for example, there is a trade-off, meaning there is something that affects the image. And then to overcome that, we use another parameter. Yes, of course, we will talk about this, God willing. Hopefully they will come out of it understanding everything completely. It's just that the part about sequences has a lot of confusion, so this is taking me a bit of time, sorry. As for the artifacts, they don't take much. Artifacts might be resolved, God willing. Also, we are talking about parameters. We talked about flip angle, TR, TE, ecotrain length, and matrix. You will find that we will translate this practically a bit. If you increase the matrix, what happens? And if you want to increase the phase encoding, I don't know. What do you want to increase? And the bandwidth.
The things we talked about in the text, we will start to gather them. This is the chapter on parameters, and you will find that it's not difficult, God willing. Just one last question, if you don't mind. It might be a bit simple, but now the topic of brightness regarding protein and clotted blood and how the different phases of blood appear is also a bit confusing. I can't quite grasp it. For example, regarding the appearance of protein in the images, they say that this lesion has increased protein, which has lost signal, or that this lesion has clotted blood or fluid, and there is a media difference in the signal between them. So, there might be something in the kidney.
Okay, doctor. All right, our professor, please send it to me on WhatsApp. I'm sorry, but I mean, just send it in a private message. I'm sorry, I mean anything that has conflict or confusion for you. I have no problem with that. I know there are many things, there are many annoying details. So if there is something that needs to be clarified, God willing, we will talk about it, if God wills. As the doctor said, and if there is anything else, I am with you. I would appreciate it, Dr. Islam, if you could send the things you will focus on. I only have today and the weekend to work on them and gather the materials so we can discuss them. Okay, thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Doctor. The video is on the Jadrinium, where, Doctor, we want to see it. I sent it on WhatsApp. It's available. Excuse me, Doctor, it's here. I mean, I open WhatsApp. It's there. Okay, fine. You will find it, Mahmoud. God willing, may he grant you 1,000 pardons. All right, Doctor. All right.